People in one area of North Texas say they are fed up with constantly losing power.
Some people living in eastern Collin and north and western Hunt counties are losing power 20+ times a year.
Clear day, if the wind's blowing somewhere else in the world, we lose power.
You have to make sure that you've got all those supplies during these spring storms and during the winter storms, because you never know when you're going to need it.
Well, they also say the problem has gotten worse over the past few years, and they say it's because Oncor is not doing enough to maintain the equipment or the thick vegetation that surrounds the lines in that area. Fox 4's Blake Hansen joins us now with more on the problems and also how Oncor is responding. Blake.
Yeah, Heather and Steve, we started getting messages after a February ice storm earlier this year. People tell me, though, that over the last few years it has taken far less to knock out the power.
And so you can see there, those lines are just covered in tree limbs.
Andy Talley takes us down the road from his home in rural Hunt County. He shows us the line surrounded by trees he believes Oncor should have already cleared out.
Out in the country, you kind of expect to have outages, but this has just been going on for way too long, and they've just been ignoring us way too long.
We moved in last April, and it was like a daily deal that we lost power.
James Bowen moved into a home near family. He says even on a clear day, the power will drop out.
My wife and I are both not young people anymore, and we can't handle cold. So it's very frustrating.
Joe Carnes deals with it too.
How frequent are you dealing with those outages?
Well, we just had it 2 days ago. So if that tells you how frequent.
Many of the people reporting problems live in rural communities around Farmersville, stretching up to Merritt and Celeste. Oncor says it serves roughly 6,000 customers in the area, but not inside the towns of Farmersville or Celeste. Fox 4 obtained records of complaints residents filed against Oncor in Hunt County since 2020. The complaints are filed with the Public Utility Commission of Texas, or PUC. One says fourth outage in 2 weeks. This is crazy, in the middle of summer. To which the PUC notes, in less than a year, there were a total of 20 outages, lasting more than a minute. The notes in response to another complaint say Oncor provided the Consumer Protection Division with the power outage record for the residents for 2020, which shows a total of 26 outages, both sustained, lasting more than 1 minute, and momentary, lasting less than 1 minute. Another complaint says the customer states since Sunday she has been experiencing outages with Oncor, and her concern is that she must take daily breathing treatments. In response to that complaint, Oncor records provided to the PUC listed 14 outages.
To see that we have people who are medically reliant on power and are being impacted financially because they're having to replace just household appliances because of the constant electrical problems. You start to be surprised that nothing has been done sooner.
Hunt County Commissioner Mark Hutchins represents residents in the area impacted.
It just became undeniable that there was a series of issues that were not being addressed, and people were just tired of it.
Hutchins says Oncor turned down an opportunity for a public meeting with residents, though he has appreciated the company at least starting to reach out to individual residents.
Absolutely, there's a strong sense that we're just a little rural county that doesn't ping on their radar very strongly.
Residents we talk with feel the situation has gotten worse since Oncor took over distribution assets from another company, Sherryland, in late 2017.
Once Oncor took over, they just simply ignored us, and the vegetation just grew so much that it's just overtaken the lines out here.
Oncor declined to make anyone available for an interview with Fox 4. A spokesperson did acknowledge the high number of outages, and the company just launched a website to update people on progress. Work is underway to lessen potential outage impacts from severe weather or nearby vegetation, and advanced technologies are being utilized to improve outage response and restoration times. Additional long-term reliability improvements are being developed and implemented. An Oncor spokesperson told us that while they don't have insight into Sherryland's former maintenance, they do not believe that Oncor has reduced tree trimming. Residents who say they have already been calling Oncor about the problems don't have a lot of hope.
I give a guy a chance. If a guy tells me he's working on something, I give him an opportunity to try to fix it, and I don't badmouth it. But I hadn't got any kind of feeling like that from Oncor.
So they plan to keep a close eye on whether the situation actually improves.
We deserve the same attention that a city of McKinney, Allen, Princeton, all of them get. We deserve the exact same attention and the same fix and repairs that you do.
I know many of my constituents would like to see a lot of work right now, but more importantly, a sustained progress, so that we know that they're not just trying to get in, fix a bunch of things, and then forget about us again.
The commissioner and many others I spoke with on and off camera said they're very thankful for the work that the line workers do. It is the corporate level that they are demanding more from. I asked the Public Utility Commission if there's any sort of broader investigation into these issues. A spokesperson says they don't comment on any active investigations, but did say that the agency is currently reviewing 2021 reliability reports that utilities are required to submit. By the way, we have posted that Oncor webpage as well as an email address that people are asked to contact if they have issues on our website, fox4news.com.